Hello everyone, I'm Heather Vitale for Harness Racing Update. A slogan for Pennsylvania is pursue your happiness, and that's exactly what yearling buyers are doing here at the Harrisburg Sale as they look for the next world champion. And potential stars began walking into the ring at noon for day one of the 2023 Standardbred Horse Sales Company auction. The Monday session featured over 150 yearlings. Trainer Andrew Harris, who was the second biggest buying agent in Lexington, was bidding in full force here at Harrisburg and signed for several high-priced yearlings. Okay, this is totally nuts. I feel like, wasn't it like a year ago that you just started really diving into the yearling business?
Yes, and then Mr. Bill Pollock has launched me even farther, and we went even harder today than I thought I was going to go. So I didn't know that we were really going to go on these types just yet, and then this morning he called and said, yeah, I think we should just go on these types. So I thought after Lexington we'd go a little bit more reserved, but it's just not the case.
Yeah, you know, we interviewed you last year, then I got you at Lexington, and I said, you know what, I'm going to let Andrew breathe a little bit. I'm not going to be putting a microphone right under his face, but here we are. I have all these papers here that I've torn out of my book of horses that you guys have bought. Let's start with Vogue Wish, $525,000. You know, what did you like about this filly?
We wanted a chimpanzee, and I couldn't get one in Lexington, and then when I came here, to me, it was the best chimpanzee in the sale, and obviously Jolene, Venerable, and stuff like that. So she was one of the best bred ones in here. Probably the best bred trotting filly here. So she was one that I knew that we were going to probably go after, and she was a lot of money, but I knew she was going to be a lot of money, and I think Hunter Farms knew she was going to be a lot of money. That family always brings good money. So, you know, and being a sister to Venerable and Crucial, you know, she's got an ROI in the broodmare business after this. So hopefully she's a great racehorse, but she's also got that as a backup plan.
Okay, and now let's see. We got another big one here. Millie Mae Hanover, $300,000.
That family just doesn't miss. That family's unbelievable. Everything in that family is hit, and they clearly like the Better's Delight line. So she was just kind of a can't-miss mare. She looks great. Mirage Hanover was one of the top 2-year-olds this year down there in Canada, and I just think she looks fantastic. So.
And Better's Delight, I mean, just stop. 25 years old now, come on. That's a real stud right there.
He just doesn't, nothing stops for him. He's just, we'll never see another thing like that. I mean, we'll get a lot of flash in the pans, but we'll never get another Better's Delight. We really have to appreciate what he's done and what he's doing now.
That's a great way to say it. Okay, now we've got a $400,000 one. All right. Now we've got Hatfield here. Now you're really seeing it down to business, like with all these papers. But yeah, I mean, I love this one, and everybody else did number 41.
Yeah, well, I mean, TCI is the reason everybody likes this one. I mean, you've never had a trotter go out there and make that kind of money as a 2-year-old, $1.4 million like he has. And his other brother was real good at 2 Global Pandemic, and that was also a Cantab Hall. And then unfortunately he died at the end of his 2-year-old year. But that family, I mean, with that cross, it just seems like it's a money hit. So. You know, not one that you normally chase a Cantab Hall, but TCI is a Cantab Hall, and it didn't hurt him, and it didn't hurt Global Pandemic. So, yeah, we went after him.
And the last one we'll talk about here, nothing like having things in order. Here we go. We've got Kobe Hanover, $190,000.
This is actually probably was my second favorite horse in the whole sale, and I actually thought he'd go for more. This one actually we got a little bit cheaper than I thought he would. Ken Hanover was a beast this year, and this colt was like no flaws. He was a touch smaller than maybe what some other people wanted, but Ken Hanover's not big, so I actually really like this horse.
How is your life changing because of all of this?
Well, because of Bill Pollock has changed a lot. I mean, I'm living the dream, so nobody can complain like I can. I just can't complain right now. So it's been an amazing ride, and I can't thank him enough, and obviously having this opportunity is unbelievable.
Yeah, so happy for you, and thanks for letting me interview you once again. There will be many more down the road, I'm sure.
I'm hoping so, but we'll get these ones in training, and hopefully we get a champion, and then it makes it go easier for next year.
Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
By the way, after that interview, Andrew Harris struck again with a $400,000 purchase for a Sweet Lou filly named Penny Benjamin. Hip number 142 was consigned by Preferred Equine. Jeff Snyder, who has owned many world champions over the years, is looking to add a couple more to his resume as he bought hip number 87 Royal Mission, a Chapter 7 filly consigned by Concord Stud for $390,000, and hip number 24 Lorax Hanover, a Chapter 7 colt consigned by Hanover Shoe Farms and sold for $300,000. One of the many six-digit yearlings consigned by Hanover during this first session was an Always Be Mickey colt named Steal Away Hanover. Hip number 70 sold for $200,000 and was signed for by Dr. John Hennessy. We're going to add a little Prince Edward Island flavor to the feature. I've got Doc Hennessy with me. Now, I saw that you bought a six-digit horse here, $200,000, Steal Away Hanover. So what's the background on buying this one?
Well, I'm the veterinarian for Sylvia Hanover, for Mark Sean Stacy up in Canada. And I'm good friends. I've been doing work for Tony and Felice and Hudson Standardbreds for over 30 years. So when I come down here, I look at horses they do most of the leg work, and if they see one they like, they have me look at it, and just like a lot of my clients do. And then I give my opinion on it. And anyway, Tony didn't come down to the sale, and Mark and them were still looking at horses, so they got me to bid on it, that's all. So it's, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So what did you like about the colt then?
He's actually a nice confirmation colt. He was a ridgeling, so he had one testicle up, and I examined that, and I think it's going to come down. So I thought we'll work at that. There's a few different things we can try, and he was a good size. He's a late foal, but he had a good size to him too. So I think he's going to be fine. And Mark and Sean's program is one where they're not ready early anyway. They wait a little longer for them, so it fit well into their program. And Tony, well, of course, they thought so much of Sylvia. It was. Yeah.
Who doesn't?
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
Bobby McClure might worry about it every once in a while, I think. But
now you've been called the veterinarian to the stars. Okay. Some Beach somewhere. You were his main dude, right?
I traveled everywhere with Some Beach. Yeah, pretty much to all the tracks with him and everything, just to look after him. And to this day, I always tell people there wasn't much to look after because we just kept him healthy. And he's one of the few horses I've done work for 30 years, and he's one of the few horses who never had a joint injected. Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, one thing that I also read about you is that one of your very favorite things to do in harness racing is to come here to Harrisburg.
I've been coming here since I graduated in 1990. When I first came down, I don't know if I told in Murray's article, the first time I came down, I was a big Montreal Canadiens fan, and I came down with John Ferguson. And I was like starstruck. I came down with Duncan McTavish and John Ferguson, and I've been here every year since. And I just enjoy coming down and looking at the horses and helping my clients pick them out. And then when they come home, I have a little bit of a history with them all. So it's yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that you're here and we got to have this chat. Thank you so much.
No, for sure. Great. Thank you.
Topping the session with a $600,000 price was hip number 123, a Muscle Hill colt named D. Cooning. The Concord Stud consigned yearling was sold to Burke, Brixton, and Hatfield. Big prices were flashing up till the very end as the second to last horse to enter the ring, hip number 155, a Bettor's Delight colt named Twin B. Euchre, sold for $500,000. And the signer was, you guessed it, Andrew Harris. So Dale, right when I thought I was done rating everything for this feature, right before the end of the sale, there's a $500,000 horse that walks in. I mean, what a wild and wonderful sale.
Yes, it was. It was up, down, around, whatever you want to say. It was a little, spots were disappointing, but other spots were wonderful, And we got a lot of wonderful horses coming up yet. A lot of people are buzzing about tomorrow. So, we're down on average, which, could be expected if you started looking at all the numbers, but we can't always have record years.
What did you see in the sale as far as gaits and genders?
I think it's amazing they're going after both genders. I mean, usually there is a high and a low, but today they went for all of it, and the great horses sold great, and like the $500,000 horse, the last horse in the sale today. But I think we got a lot more great ones coming up. I'm very hopeful, and it's as I said in an interview this morning, there's a lot of stuff that went on in the last month that I think affects the sale a little bit. But there's a lot of money here, and we're going to do all right. Buyers got some bargains, but yet there's other buyers that stepped up and bought where they needed to be.
Yeah, one thing about day one, I think, honestly, some people are a little bit concerned about even maybe coming on day one because they don't think that they have the bankroll for day one. And then when day two rolls around, they're really showing up, and day three. So
Right.
There's so many more yearlings, and I think a lot more people that are going to be, part of the mixture.
I actually said that to the building here this morning. They had part of the parking lot closed. And I told them I need that open tomorrow and Wednesday because the crowd will pick up. Because I have the same feeling. There are people, and there are people that are here, even if they're here, they won't bid today because why am I going to run it up? Because I'm not going to get it anyway, But overall, it was a great day. It's a great group of people and great horses. And we'll get there.
All right. Your voice, it's still rolling. We got you.
Yeah, but it was great all day until now.
I do that to men. I don't know what to say. They're speechless. Yes. All right. Thanks, Dale. I'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Well, that's a wrap on the first session of the 2023 Standardbred Horse Sales Company auction in Harrisburg. Now, for complete details about the sale, just go to harnessracingupdate.com, and I will see you back here tomorrow. I'm Heather Vitale for HRU.